Hi, I'm GG Benitez, a licensed California realtor and a certified international property specialist connecting the incredible luxury real estate markets of Dubai and the United States. Today, my partner here on the ground, Ahmed, is here so we can talk about what's on every real estate investor's mind globally, Ras Al Khaimah. Welcome, Ahmed.
Always a pleasure to be here, Gigi.
This is such great timing, as you and I just yesterday got on the road and did a road trip to RAK, which is Ras Al Khaimah, right?
Correct.
And seeing it is even more, how do I explain it, magnificent than hearing about it. So we have some footage that I'll be sharing on my Instagram about what we saw, but let's share why Ras Al Khaimah is right now what every major real estate investor is looking to invest in. Why? Talk to us.
Well, Gigi, let's not forget all eyes on Ras Al Khaimah for one particular reason, especially not to mention the Americans. It's the casino, the Wynn Casino, one of the first gaming casinos coming in the entire GCC country, which was actually shocking to many. They always thought it was a rumor, but now it's an effect. So yesterday was your first time visiting Ras Al Khaimah, which I advise would be a great idea for you to physically get that experience.
So impressive.
So not only you, I was quite impressed as well because it's been almost a year that I've not been to Ras Al Khaimah. So
I'm assuming it's changed a lot because we saw that they're starting to break ground, the major developers.
Exactly.
Yes.
So Marjan Island, as you know, is a man-made island. One thing we need to clarify to our viewers is that this is not a first time, a concept for people in Ras Al Khaimah. It's not a new concept.
When you say it, you mean what? The beach resort club style?
The entire tourism itself.
Clearly.
Exactly.
Clearly, Dubai is the number one. First of all, Dubai itself is second year in a row, number one global destination for tourism. That was before they even announced that Wynn Casino is coming in with their $4 billion gaming casino.
Exactly.
And then just 40 minutes it took us, 45 minutes
to get
the next emirate, which is Ras Al Khaimah, right on the tip, surrounded by water. And then in Ras Al Khaimah, we were looking at the master plan, and I have video of it, of the 4 different
coral-shaped islands.
Exactly. That are all
connected. By the way, did you know that each island has its own name?
No.
Actually, it does. And
so they're not all 4, weren't all Marjan?
It is.
But then within Marjan.
Within Marjan, each coral has been given its own name.
Wow.
And it has its own representation and a story to it. So we have basically dream, you have views, you have treasure.
I did not know that.
Yes, exactly. And surprisingly, I did not either. I just found out yesterday.
So so you have Ras Al Khaimah itself,
yes,
right? And then there are major developments that are happening
on
in
the
Ras Al
coastline,
Khaimah.
of course.
On the coastline.
Yes.
And it's the most incredible water. And then within Ras Al Khaimah, which Ras Al Khaimah itself is already popular for trade. The economy is already doing very well. They're doing the same thing as the Dubai Land Department as far as safety protection measures in place for foreign investors. It's already a tourist destination business.
Yes.
And then you add to it that on Marjan Island particularly, you have the Wynn. They have announced they're spending $4 billion, and actually their gaming casino is going to be larger than where you and I have all visited in Las Vegas.
Of course.
So it's the first one in the GCC, the largest one. Wynn is the most well-known resort name in the globe.
Correct.
So, so that is one reason why eyes are on Ras Al Khaimah.
Exactly. Gigi, here's the thing. One thing we need to keep in mind is that just this year, we've had seen almost an influx of 600,000 tourist visitors in Ras Al Khaimah, which
Before,
is
even before these developments.
exactly, it's the highest in history, in Ras Al Khaimah's history. So that itself tells you that a lot of people are curious right now to see, what is this Ras Al Khaimah? What does this Marjan Island look like that everyone's talking about? So people are preparing themselves. Not only the tourists who are coming there for their staycations, like residents, majority of the UAE residents, like for myself,
That's where you guys go.
exactly,
Yeah.
especially during the COVID time. I mean, that was our getaway. It's only 45 minutes drive from Dubai, as you saw yesterday. It's away from the city hustle and bustle, as you saw. It's so calm and quiet, and it's
beautiful,
and
the
of course,
water and the jet skiing and the water activities, and there were Radisson hotels. There were already these very well known international hotels, and so yeah, like you're saying, it's where the locals have already started vacationing in.
Exactly.
But
now you're starting to see foreigners coming in. The world, actually.
So you said 600,000 this year.
Yes.
But what do we discuss? The estimates are going to be by 2030.
5 million visitors.
5 million visitors. By the way, those visitors have to come through Dubai.
Of course.
Right?
Definitely.
Easy drive, beautiful
Yes.
drive to Ras Al Khaimah, to Marjan Island or some of the other islands in that area. And water sports, luxury, lifestyle, and then the Wynn.
Yes.
But let's just say not everybody's going to stay at the Wynn. We don't know what the prices are going to be. It's going to be built in 2027.
Actually,
finished.
Gigi, that's a very good point you have mentioned, because coming from an hospitality industry, let's clarify one thing. Casinos do not profit from their rooms, okay? Majority of the revenue, almost 48% of the revenue comes from the gaming, okay? 22% is from the rooms, and the remaining is F&B and entertainment. So now the $1 million question will be here is, when they do operate and open their doors, at what prices will they set up their rooms?
Their rooms.
Because in the US, that's not what they're focusing on to generate money from. So which is why why they're so cheap, actually. And Las Vegas is known for what else? Is their food. Unlimited, the most grand
Yes.
royale buffets.
Yeah, the buffets, the breakfast
which
buffets.
cost nothing pretty much.
Yes.
They're peanuts. Because once again, these are the baits, basically, to entertain and hook you in, bring in your family, your children. So now the question will be, will it be the same concept and the idea that has been so successful in the US? Will they implement and execute the same concept here in Dubai?
So Wynn brings the name, it brings the recognition, it brings the people, let's say from Asia, the Chinese, the different nationalities that have regularly traveled all the way to Las Vegas, but now this is going to be a closer destination,
Yes.
right? And it's going to bring the Europeans
Of
also.
course.
And now you have American and Canadian eyes on Ras Al Khaimah for investment purposes. And one of the things that I've learned during my entire time here is look at who chooses to build in an area, right?
Of course. Yes.
So the developers, the big names, the big boys and girls are playing in Ras Al Khaimah, such
Definitely.
as we have Select Group, right? We have the Wynn already. We discussed that. We have Emaar.
Yes. Emaar
And-
just recently came out and introduced is address.
The Address Hotel, which is what the
Exactly.
top branded residence
By
hot-
Emaar,
in-
hospitality
okay?
brand, yes.
And their quality is amazing. And then we have Ellington, and we
Yes.
have on our podcast Mr.
Yes.
Abdul Latif that talks about why Ellington has placed so
Of
much
course.
in their investment
Yes.
dollars in the future in Ras Al Khaimah. So
Then you have Nobu, who just introduced
Nobu
exactly.
and sold out, by the way. You know that we
Exactly.
couldn't even get on our hands on
Of course,
Nobu.
yes.
It was just
it
was
was a
gone.
shame, but that's just how the
Gone.
game
That's
is.
it. So you
And-
have these well-known names globally,
Yes.
internationally, that are coming into Ras Al Khaimah and that are building, right? And Nikki Beach.
Of course.
By Eldar.
One of my
And
favorites.
Eldar, which by the way means Eldar, the house, because
Yes.
Dar, house, Arabic. Eldar is one of the most reputable, incredible developers that we will talk about in an entire different
Of course.
podcast episode. But let's talk about Nikki Beach.
Yes, one of my favorite projects, to be very honest
Why?
with you. Because Gigi, let's differentiate between brands, resident brands, and the non-brands.
Okay.
The reason I'm always a big fan of
Branded.
hospitality brands,
Okay, which it means branded residences,
of course,
right?
branded residences, because they are associated with hospitality. Okay. For example, if you're launching a tower which has been collaborated, for example, with Ferrari,
Okay.
that does not interest me. Why? Because Ferrari is great at making engines. Okay. But what does Ferrari really know about hospitality?
Oh, that's
what
a
does
really
it
good perspective. I didn't think about that. Like you have Bugatti, you have all
Of
these
course,
names,
yes.
but
Bugatti Tower.
you're right.
You have,
but it's not. They're not known for hospitality.
exactly. So my perspective of collaboration with homes and design has to relate to hospitality because it goes hand in
And
hand.
they obviously have a proven track record.
Exactly.
And the
They have the experience.
Yes.
So this is why I always tell people that if you want to buy or invest in a project, make sure if it's branded with the hospitality industry.
That is such an important point. And
Yes.
really, it's not even something I have thought
Yes.
about before. So then let's talk about
This is why I'm such a big fan of
Nikki Beach.
Nikki Beach,
Yes.
particularly.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if you know this or not. Nikki Beach was founded about 25 years ago, so they've
Okay.
been out in the market for 25 years.
give me some of the locations internationally that Nikki Beach has their resorts.
Well, Nikki Beach is literally all over Europe, Gigi.
Okay.
They have 11 luxury beach clubs because the concept of Nikki Beach is the founder was one of the first ones to come and introduce one of the first luxury beach clubs.
Which is a huge thing in Europe and in Dubai and in Miami, right?
Especially in Dubai now, it's turning out to be a
Yes.
huge trend
Yes.
because obviously we follow whatever the trends are in Europe.
And let's,
you know,
for people that don't know, beach club, because
Yes.
I have to tell you, before I came to Dubai, I didn't really understand what a beach club was. I haven't been to Miami a lot. It's a thing in Miami.
Yes.
I hadn't been, I live in San Diego. I mean, San Diego is a beach.
Yeah.
But the idea of a beach club is this fantastic club-like atmosphere during
High
the
end,
day.
not to mention high end.
Very high end.
Yes.
Very glam.
yes.
Best food, drinks, DJs, music, shows, in
Artwork.
I mean,
Yes.
all these different, right?
Yes.
Really touching all the senses
Yeah.
in a beach environment.
Yes.
So it's day and night.
It's day and night.
Day and night.
Yes.
So that's a European concept,
Exactly.
Miami concept,
Yes.
Dubai concept, and now Nikki Beach that's already established this reputation as one of the top beach clubs.
Yes, they have almost 11 locations of these beach clubs. They have 5 resort hotels.
Oh, okay.
So the locations we're talking about is they are in Thailand, Marbella, Montenegro. They are in Italy. They are in Spain. They are in France. So
And now in Ras Al Khaimah.
and then they moved to Dubai. They opened up in Dubai, by the way. I'm not sure if you know that or not.
Next to the Burj Al Arab.
Exactly. Now in Ras Al Khaimah, and guess what? Also coming to Oman. So yes, so
Okay.
another resort will be opening up in Oman as well. So they're literally spreading around because their experience, what they have offered globally.
They've nailed it. They know what they're doing.
They have nailed.
So now, when someone wants to come to Ras Al Khaimah, and you and I have our American investors, we are going to say Nikki Beach.
Yes.
We're pushing it hard. Why?
Yes.
Because they're branded,
Yes.
that hospitality, they're European, well-known. You have a lot of European
Yes.
visitors. Okay, it's going to be next to the Wynn, direct access to the casino,
Yes.
but yet you have that lifestyle, that destination, unlike Vegas, which Vegas we know is world known, but it's a water destination. So there's the
Exactly.
water sports during the day, the beautiful beach lifestyle, the club
The
atmosphere,
spas.
the spas.
By the way, Nikki Beach is known for his spas. By the way,
You got me there.
Exactly.
Right? And one of the major hooks is the price per square foot to be able to even invest in here.
Yes.
Compared to, let's
Compared
say,
to Dubai, for example.
well, and Dubai still, relatively speaking to the rest of the world, is extremely affordable.
Exactly.
But then you go to Ras Al Khaimah,
it gets even cheaper.
even cheaper,
Yes.
which means what? We just talked about the tourism.
Okay.
So the tourism, is going to hit 2027 Wynn opens 5 million by 2030 is what they're
Yes.
projected. Okay, so we know the tourism. So for Airbnb or short-term rentals, you're getting in very small price per square foot. Ras Al Khaimah offers the same no tax city
Exactly.
as Dubai
Yes.
does. The same safety measures. Now you have this higher profit margin for both capital appreciation and your rental returns and your short-term and long-term rental returns. But let's
Correct.
say with Airbnb, we're probably looking at
Yes.
really maximizing
Yes,
that short-term
of course,
rentals
as
for people that
always.
are going to come and visit
Correct.
as a holiday destination, right?
Correct.
So Nikki Beach, actually the public launch is today.
Yes, it was today, and the entire community will consist of 3 buildings. By the way, each building will have roughly around 345 apartments. Now, this is going to be a beach community that will give its residents all the access to, obviously, to your own private beach. It will have its own residential spa. It will have yoga centers. I mean, everything that's related to wellness, art galleries. I mean, that is entirely the whole concept of Nikki Beach clubs itself. And now we're not just dealing with a club, we're actually dealing with a Nikki Beach club / residence.
Next to the only casino and the first casino
in the
GCC.
Yeah.
Where, this whole area. And when we talk about investing in real estate, the number one thing we say is location.
Of course.
Okay. So you have this prime location,
Yes.
waterfront destination, where east meets west. 40 minutes from Dubai, easy drive from Dubai, right? And then we talk about, okay, what's the political and economic climate like? Stable political and economic climate. Strong economy based on trade, tourism, business, manufacturing,
Yes,
right?
manufacturing. One of the largest manufacturer is rack tiles. So majority of the tiles that get exported,
Interesting,
exactly,
is from
right
Ras
here
Al
from
Khaimah.
Ras Al Khaimah.
So you have this strong developing area, top developers coming in, announcing their projects, and as you and I saw on our drive yesterday, are already breaking ground
Exactly.
on their projects. The palm trees are up. The Baskin Robbins. I mean,
Yeah.
how American
True.
can you get that a
True.
Baskin Robbins right there on the beautiful promenade, right?
Exactly.
So it's a win.
Win situation. Exactly.
It is a jackpot for real estate investors where this is where you want to invest.
Exactly. Well, one of the biggest benefits, Gigi, that I think Marjan will have, especially when we're choosing what project or which development actually to advise our investors to invest in, is obviously any project that will offer all sort of facilities
And amenities.
and the amenities
Okay.
that we would expect in any casino resort would.
Good
because
point.
remember one thing, you and I, for example, if we ever visited Vegas, what was it for? It was for the experience.
The shopping,
Exactly.
the food, the shows, the spa.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I mean,
So,
it wasn't like for us. I mean, for me, I'm not a gambler.
neither was I
Right.
ever a gambler.
So-
So for me to go to Vegas was never about gambling.
Yeah.
It was for me to have the other experiences, for me to be able
And now imagine that in a waterfront location.
Exactly.
Because
Which-
the thing is with
which-
Vegas, right? You walk
in
out.
Vegas, you don't. You
No.
don't have that.
Once you
so
walk
your
out of
entire
the-
day is spent by the pool,
Absolutely.
pretty much the entire
Yes.
daytime, because
Yes.
majority of the people are not gambling in daytime, so they're spending their entire day at the pool.
Yes.
And then as soon as the evening comes, then more family-oriented people are getting entertained by the shows.
Yes.
And that will be one of the other highlights at the Wynn Casino over here as well. So I think it is very important, if you are going to invest into a project, it has to offer all of these amenities in order for people to be attracted to come and stay here, because not knowing what the prices will be for Wynn Casino when they do open over here, not everyone might be able to afford to stay the night at Wynn Casino. Not everyone,
Or even want to.
or be able to have a booking for.
Yes.
It has only, I
And
believe,
then,
1,400 rooms.
Ahmed, most of what we've been looking at, the projects that are developing in Marjan Island or around the Wynn Casino, have the yacht service.
Exactly.
Because they're all waterfront properties, and it's going to be right as you step out of your hotel.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
There's a yacht that's going to take
Yes.
you a few minutes across the water,
Exactly.
and you're going to be at the Wynn, or go hotel hopping for the different
Exactly.
experiences. And
Exactly.
Nikki Beach is not the only one. We're focusing a lot on Nikki Beach,
Yes.
but like we said before, Emaar,
Yes.
we have Ellington that's going to be coming in the Ras Al Khaimah
You have
area.
Nobu, you have Le Meridian, you have the Hamptons, which you saw yesterday.
Yes, we saw yesterday.
You have Move and Pick. So there's a lot of big names. I believe currently there's 1,600 keys, hotel keys, as we speak
Okay.
right now on the island.
But what's important is this is why speaking with you and me is important, because they're not all made equally.
Of course not.
Like we were talking about yesterday, and what you're talking about right now,
Yes.
with someone who has experience with F&B,
Yes.
with someone who's going to give that experience that someone wants when they come
Correct.
to that type of destination. And that's why it is important to speak with, you have 18 years of real estate experience in Dubai. I live in the United States and have my fingers on the pulse of what American investors are looking in. And I will tell you, from an American standpoint, I don't think Ras Al Khaimah was a name that became well known in America until
Yes.
the Wynn announced their
Exactly.
$4 billion
Surprisingly.
casino.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, wait a minute, a gaming casino
Yes.
in the Middle East? So this now is another reason to visit Dubai, because wow, now they could visit this gaming casino, right?
Yes.
And also just to know that Wynn is putting their money, that much of it, and investing that much of it. And Wynn is internationally the number one top resort
Exactly.
known name, right?
Correct.
So, we talk about Nikki Beach. Nikki Beach is very European, et
Yes.
cetera. But Wynn is internationally renowned. So once that announcement came to place, I had my investors calling me, is this true? Is this really happening? Yes, it is happening.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
as you and I saw, they've already broken ground.
Yeah.
And so ROC was already doing well regionally.
Yes.
It's already price per square foot.
Yes.
I think what's the name? Hamra Village, for example, for the
Yes.
residents locally has already seen a nice increase in
Correct.
price per square foot. So there's already been success in the region. But
Yes.
now all eyes globally are on Ras Al Khaimah.
Correct.
And this is the time to get in while the prices are incredibly low price per square foot if you
Yes.
can get your hands on.
Of course, yes.
Because as we know,
Yes, it's first come, first serve.
that's how it is.
The other day we were speaking to an agent from Miami. When we asked her, how long does it take them for them to sell a tower when they launch? What was her answer? Do you remember? If it is in high demand,
Yes.
if it's branded, it takes close to a year to a year and a half.
Oh my gosh.
If it's not branded, it takes a couple of years to
Okay.
sell that project.
And here,
And here we're talking about a few hours, and she was shocked when we told her that. So this is something that people, especially in America, need to understand, that when a project is launched, for example, right now we're talking about Ras Al Khaimah, when a project is pre-launched, that's the time to actually book and buy, because projects tend to sell in a pre-launch, not actually on the day of the
and
launch.
we've had that happen.
Exactly.
Where
We've had our bad experience.
Yes, where
We've
it's
lost a few
gone.
clients.
Yes.
But it's a good experience, because this makes them realize that this is not just a sales pitch. This has happened to
what's
me.
happening.
I lost the first opportunity. Now I should make sure I take advantage of the next coming opportunity. So yes, Ras Al Khaimah will definitely be one of these projects. There's no doubt there's going to be competition in that area, because like you said, there's going to be a lot of other projects coming over there, but not everyone is going to be on the top player or be equal to the other one. So it is very important. My personal advice, stick to branded residences, because
that.
they will definitely offer you every sort of amenity you could imagine that a 5-star hotel would do, because at the end of the day, everyone's going to come to Marjan for an experience, period. No questions asked. We're coming there for the experience. And let's not forget, people who are looking into buying apartments over there, it's not just to cater the visitors. Let's not forget the number of employees that will be hired, which I heard Wynn will be bringing from the U.S. We'll have American employees who will come here to work and operate and train, obviously, the other
What a
staff and
beautiful place
agents.
to live.
So where do you think they will live? Where their accommodations will be provided? Definitely, they will not be staying in the hotel.
Right.
So guess what? There's always going to be someone to rent out your
Right.
apartment, because that's what's happened in Vegas. The only reason the property went up in Vegas was because, the turnover, the number of employees that are running those casinos. We're not talking about just one casino in
Right.
Vegas. So where do you think those employees live? They always need a place to rent. They need a place to buy. You know how much these casino dealers make? They make some good, decent money. So they don't most of the time look into renting. They actually look into buying their own place. So next thing you know is, we're not just catering or selling to foreigners. We're actually selling properties to Wynn Casino dealers themselves.
How fun is that?
Exactly. So at the end of the day, this is what we need to cater, and this is what we need to focus on, that which project is a winner at the end of the day. What satisfies our clients' appetite? Because at the end of the day, budget is very important. What fits in within their budget. And like you said, not every project will be equally priced based on what they're offering to investors. So at the end of the day, I think it's definitely a win-win situation for Marjan. I'm so excited. I know our American investors are excited, because I know your email has not stopped.
Definitely.
With all what's happening in
What's
Marjan.
happening? What's going on?
What can I get my hands on? Whose address? Whose Kempinski Hotel? So a lot of it is new for the Americans. There's a lot of brands that the Americans are not familiar with, which now they're being introduced to. But we are used to it because we've seen these brands in Europe.
Like the Address Hotel here
exactly,
is the top.
It's the
number one branded hotel.
Which I was surprised when I would tell the Americans, and they would be like, I'm sorry,
What's
address? What's address?
But everyone knows Wynn.
Exactly.
And so to close this up, Ahmed, when we talk about Ras Al Khaimah and we talk about making real estate investments, talk about location, strategic, incredibly stunningly beautiful location, ease to access through Dubai, and they're actually going to have their own airport there,
Exactly.
right?
Yes.
Talk about price per square foot for the entry, very inexpensive.
Yes.
Which we don't know by the time this airs what it's going to be, because things move so quickly here.
Yeah.
Capital appreciation opportunities.
Yes.
Rental returns,
return.
not just long-term, but the short-term Airbnb rental returns next to the casino. The population continues to increase. The economy continues to strengthen in the area. Tourism, we talked about the numbers for tourism.
Yes.
Tax-free.
Yes.
Safe investment.
Yes.
What is there not to want here? This is
Correct.
it. So I'm so glad we got to had this time to sit down and really talk about Ras Al Khaimah, because I've been trying to create some Instagram reels and videos, and it just wasn't doing it justice. So thank you
Pleasure
for
was
coming on and
mine.
sharing your 18
Thank you
years of
for having
experience
me.
in the real estate.
Thank you.
Definitely. And please remember to like, share, follow, and stay tuned for the next episode.